This conference will
I
now be
think you're
recorded.
recording.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining me. We have a little bit of a light crowd today. I think it's everybody's enjoying the summer and now maybe we have one more person joining us as we speak. So I'll just wait for a second. It's Rhoda. Hey, Rhoda. Perfect. There's Rhoda.
Here you go.
Rhoda, the good news is you haven't missed anything. We're just getting started.
All
And, and you look very elegant today, by the way.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining me. Like I said, I think we have a little bit of a light crowd. I think a lot of people are enjoying the summer and also maybe trying to get a couple of real life networking meetings in here. Hopefully, the Delta variant doesn't hit us too hard. I have my mother in Florida, and of course, things are like always a little bit worse there than average. But let's keep our fingers crossed. Um, anyway, like always, we're going to have three parts to the meeting. The first part is we're going to go through a round of introductions. Even though I think most of us know each other, at least from one meeting, but it's always nice to kind of do the introductions. Um, and then after that, hopefully we'll have some questions for each other based on the introductions. And then after that, I'll just open it up for general discussion. Anything that anybody wants to talk about or get help on or comment on. Um, and again, I'll repeat it one last time so it comes out in the recording. The folks from World Festival were nice enough to send us a link that you can sign up for the virtual conference free of charge. If you were going to do it just using the normal Eventbrite link, it would be $125. They were nice enough to give us a link that it's absolutely free. Now, be aware the link is good for 25 people. So if you're interested, sign up. And if you go directly to the website, you can see the speakers, you can see the agenda. It's a 3-day event. It's virtual, so you can do it from your laptop. You can't beat that. Um, and then that's it. Oh, and now we have Stephanie joining us. So we'll wait a second.
There we go.
Hey, Stephanie, how are you?
Sorry, I had to find the link. I couldn't find it this morning. I found the registration link, but I couldn't find it, so I had to go searching. So sorry I'm late.
Oh, that's fine. Listen, we're just getting started today. It's all my fault. We've been a little bit slower than normal, so we're just about to start the round of introductions, and so you know the system. But let me see. I always go in order. And Gabi, actually, you're the first one on my list, and I don't feel bad because I know you've done it before. So if you want to take a minute or two to introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Sal, and thank you for putting this together. Hello, everybody. My name is Gabby Fonseca, and I'm a sales executive for Marriott International. My job is to basically help you as a owner, an entrepreneur, business owner, find hotel rates and potential group blocks or events at any hotel Marriott in the world. Right now, I'm based out of San Francisco. I'm actually in Sacramento. This is where I live. But my core hotels are actually in San Francisco, and I have quite a few hotels in that area. Pretty big product there. And my job is to basically make sure that all clients that are coming to San Francisco are staying in my Marriott hotels. But apart from that, I can help any client do events or do room blocks anywhere around the world. And my job is to make it easier for you. Reach out to the correct person in that hotel. Make sure that the hotel knows your RFP or what exactly you're looking for. Make sure that all the communication is set forth for that hotel to be able to present a good bid and potentially win your business. I am available every day typically, and I'm going to put all my information in the chat box, and we'll go from there. It was a pleasure meeting you, everybody.
All right, perfect, fantastic. And let's see, going down my list, Jennifer, if you want to take a minute to introduce yourself, please.
Well,
I'm still consulting to domestic nonprofits that have operations overseas. I've taken a little bit of a break with my father passing. I've cut some people loose. I just want to say I love the Marriott. The VIP room in Pittsburgh is amazing. The Marriott Marina Del Rey in San Diego is amazing. The Marriotts in South Florida are amazing. So I've worked for companies that have had Marriott subscriptions in the past, and you can't go wrong with Marriott. That's all I've got.
We're gonna have to clip that out for you as a testimonial. Don't worry, Gabi.
Yeah, it's a testimonial.
All right, very good. And Patrick, if you want to take a minute to introduce yourself, please.
Hello everybody, and Sal, thank you for being a wonderful host and keeping us all in touch. You know, I mean, it's great to get your emails, and I can't believe every 2 weeks it comes around so quickly. It's unbelievable. But look at my name is Patrick O'Flynn, and I'm from the west of Ireland. And I have the pleasure of educating people about a health science breakthrough. And it's really based on the idea that every second of every day our cells are passing tremendous amounts of information throughout our body. And any breakdown in that signaling and communication, we cannot be fully healthy. For example, we know we get a signal when we're hungry, when we're thirsty, when we want to stay at the Marriott, when we're tired, and when we get up in the middle of the night to go to the loo, we definitely, thankfully, get a signal. You know, so our cells are so important, signaling. But those are the conscious ones. At an unconscious level, we have our heart beating, we have our pancreas working, our liver, our kidneys, all these things are working away in unison. So to correct this natural and in some cases unforeseen decline due to the impact of lifestyle stressors and age, we now have available the health breakthrough of redox signaling molecules. And this is the only technology in the world that amplifies and clarifies our critical cell signals, and the difference it's making in most people's lives is absolutely astonishing. For many people, this is now the missing link for better health and vitality. It's independently validated, it's 100% non-toxic, can't harm you, and it's enabling us to have a real advantage. The world deserves to know about this highly patented supplement for use internally and as a gel on our skin. The kind of people I'm looking for are people who have a health challenge, people who are health conscious, or people who want to explore the idea of an additional income stream. So if you know anybody who is looking to generate an additional income stream with an amazing product and a proven platform, get in touch. I'll send you some information. My thanks to you all for enabling me to understand what you are doing and the gift of your attention and the possibility of us exploring how we can collaborate. My details are in the chat.
Perfect. Thank you. Yes. And it's again, this is what I love about having veterans in these meetings. They cover for all the things I forget to say. So, and that's one of them. Put your contact information in the chat. Let's see. Ooh, next on our list, we have Rhoda. Same thing. If you could take a minute or two to introduce yourself, please.
Hello, everyone from Indianapolis, Indiana. My company is Say It For You, which is exactly what my team and I do. We write what you read when you go on our clients' websites. And we're showing that they are in the now, understand the power of digital marketing, and that they're in the know. They have something special and unique to contribute about their industry, about how to do something, about how to find something, about how to learn something, or about how to benefit from something. So my team and I have clients all over the US and Canada, but we are all here in Indiana, where it is a rainy day today. And we are busy writing blogs about everything and anything.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much. And last but certainly not least, all the way from New Mexico, we have quite a, which is very cool, a geographic dispersion today. I love it. So Stephanie, if you want to take a minute or two and introduce yourself.
Yes, hello everybody. It's been a few weeks since I've been able to attend. July was crazy for me, but as we go back into shows being scheduled, so again, I'm Stephanie Peterson. I'm with a company called EXHIB-IT. We've been in business for over 25 years now, and it's one of those things where it's important to get face-to-face with people out there, whether you're at job fairs or trade shows. Especially after COVID, people are hungry to actually see people face to face other than on a computer screen, and shows are being scheduled all over the nation again and all over the world, which is pretty amazing. So it is coming back. It's coming back fast, but 40% of our industry closed their doors for good because of this whole thing. And so EXHIB-IT was able to make it through the pandemic, and we hold a GSA contract, so we work with the federal government as well as clients all over the nation. And so people have lost their exhibit houses, and they don't know for sure what to do with their show management as they start to schedule new shows. So EXHIB-IT moved the end of April into a larger warehouse space, smaller office space, but larger warehouse space, because we knew that people were going to be searching for somewhere to house their display, as well as someone that can handle their show services. And so we've gained quite a few clients as we go, not quite a few, but 8 so far, clients where we house their displays and we handle their shows. So that's really the clientele that we're looking for right now, not only people that have gone through rebranding and they want to do new display items, new graphics, new logos, things like that. We've done a few things for Rhoda as well. So it's one of those things where as you start to get out there and you start to open up again and go out face to face meeting people, we can help you with all aspects of that. And so as you meet people out there, if you find that they're struggling with that, we would ask for a referral to us because we have, like I said, those 8 companies that have come to us not knowing what to do with their displays, not knowing what to do with all their show management. We've been able to pop in and help them, and regardless of what situation they're in. So again, it's Stephanie with EXHIB-IT, and as far as I know, the Balloon Fiesta is on the first week of October. So come to Albuquerque, plan accordingly, plan early, because it's going to be popular this year since we didn't have it last year other than virtual footage. So as far as I know, we are on and ready to go.
That's great.
Thank you.
Okay, excellent. Rhoda, I don't know if you go ahead.
Oh, I wanted to add that in Indiana, we have not a brand new, but a very beautiful Marriott. And it's blue glass, and it dominates the downtown skyline. It's just a really stunning, stunning building. So inside and out, but out it is really different.
Very good.
Okay.
Well, the other thing I wanted to add real quick, Sal, is on Wednesday is our mastermind session. I don't know, I know Rhoda's presented on there, and I actually get to present this time. So I will be presenting some material from our normal booth camps, which is called the bird theory. And so you've heard probably the DISC analysis, the DISC, different personalities. Well, there is something called the bird theory, and we assign birds to each one of those personalities. And I show you, or I talk to you about when you're out there exhibiting, how to recognize other people's personalities by sight, and what you can do to help encourage them to come closer to talk with you, as well as how to manage your follow-ups with these different personalities. So I will put the link in the chat, and I encourage you all to go and RSVP and come be in my group on Wednesday. I'm excited to present.
I think I'm already in, Stephanie. Am I
You
not?
probably are. Yeah, you usually get in early, Rhoda.
Or check
I
that
appreciate that.
Sure.
Hey, Stephanie, if you send me today or tomorrow, but ideally today because it's on Wednesday,
Okay.
like just a little blurb and some links or whatever you want me to share, I will email it out to all the people that are members of the, of our group, Network
Okay.
of Business Owners. We got about 1,700 people in the toss in the email list. So it'll get you some nice publicity. So just, whenever you get a chance, if you shoot me that, I'll pass it along.
Okay. Yeah, it's a quick little newsletter blip with the link embedded in it. And so I can definitely send that over to you now.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, then I'll do it as soon as we get off of this video chat. All right, well, I will introduce myself because I always forget to do that. And Yona, who's one of our regulars, always reminds me, but he's not here, but at least he's in spirit with us. So anyway, my name is Sal Acosta, and I am a business broker. And it's exactly like it sounds. I help people buy and sell businesses. Now, since they come in all shapes and sizes, I usually deal with what's called Main Street businesses or lower middle market. So that's a business that on the low side may have as few as 10 employees. On the high side may have maybe as many as 250. From a revenue perspective, anywhere between 0 all the way up to 10 or $20 million for the year. And then, and I know things are still a little bit hit and miss here with the coronavirus, but hopefully it break even to about $1 million or $2 million in net positive cash flow for the year. So now with the magic of the internet, I'm actually working with clients all over the US, which I love, just like we have this nice group of people here from all over the country and even international. So if you or anybody you know wants to buy or sell a business, please let me know. I'd love to help them. And that's pretty much it. Have any of the introductions triggered any questions or comments? I know we've been doing some as we go along, but any questions or comments?
You have a question for Jennifer. Jennifer, I'm still not 100% clear about what you do.
I do a variety of different things. I worked in numerous, I have almost 6 degrees. I worked in numerous industries. Mainly I consult on problems to non-governmental organizations that are looking for government money. I consult on strategy, like organizations that are operating in Florida that want to go national. My client base is in Florida because I worked there for 20 years. So I'm consulting to a medical device company that's trying to grow and get government contracts. I consult to an economic development foundation on how to get their operations up and running and to get more government money. So I do a bunch of different things. I do some grant writing. I'm not real crazy about it. In all honesty, I don't put much effort in it. I just keep the clients I've had for about 20 years. And, I just like being an entrepreneur. So, does that answer your question any better?
Yes.
Okay.
And you had a really cool client. Tell them about the client you had in Hollywood. I'm always impressed about that.
Oh, yeah. I have a client in Beverly Hills. She is putting together a show. And she has a nonprofit that helps autistic people. And her father was a diplomat. So I'm helping her, and she has operations in Nigeria, and it's actually it's complicated. But yeah, I help her. Sal and I talk. He's kind of my mentor. Sal and I meet for lunch once a week. So yeah, I just help whoever contacts me to the best of my ability or refer them out. So I like to network and meet a lot of people. I worked for a college as a communications coordinator, so I'm used to going to Rotary and BNI and doing heavy networking. So I just started a company mainly to network as a hobby. Luckily my needs are taken care of and I don't have to work per se. So I honestly just do what interests me. I even sell Tastefully Simple in pharmacy. There are 2 MLM companies. I wanted to learn about MLM, and with Tastefully Simple, For me, it works better than meal delivery because my meals are planned out, but they're healthy. And I've lost like $45, and the meal cost only comes down to $5. So it's actually cheaper than meal delivery. So I've been exploring that.
Okay, wait a minute. You lost 45 pounds, not $45.
No, I lost 45 pounds. Yeah, but the meals themselves break down to $5 a meal.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, anything else from anybody to anybody?
Yeah, yes, Sal, thank you, Jennifer, for that. I'll come back to you in a minute. Sal, you published a book, and we should all know about this book, Sal. And you're hiding behind the post, I think, about this book. And I was thinking of buying this book, and then I said to myself, should I buy this book? Well, I'd like to buy it to support Sal, but would it be any good to me living in Ireland when it's focused on America? Would you advise me there?
Well, so I will tell you now that you're plugging my book, I will just show it on the screen here briefly. Secrets to buying or selling a business. And when I send out the video later today, I will send out a link to the book on Amazon. Now, to answer your question is yes, I think for you in Ireland, it would be valuable because it talks about how to buy or sell a business generically, what makes a business valuable, what characteristics you should look for. And that's universal, as opposed to maybe talking about something related to the legal structure that may be unique to
Yeah,
Ireland.
yeah.
So I would say 90 to 98% of the information is transferable to you.
Okay, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy
All
it.
right, very good. And do
Yeah,
me a
yeah.
favor. This is all kidding aside.
No,
If
no,
you
no.
like
I'm going to buy it. And Jennifer, you were very interesting there, talking about non-profit, and I'm trying to enable non-profit to look at ways of generating income using, as an example, my business to explore it on their terms. And I'm having, I don't know why, is there a kind of a block or a pushback, that instead of quite rightly looking for funding, to be able to generate funding as well, have play another key on the piano, have another string on the bow. What would you advise there?
Well, I know European law is different. I'm not up to date on Irish law. Okay, but the problem is, as a nonprofit, you can't show. There's a portion of the proceeds that can't be for profit, and when you partner with another company, it complicates everything. So it's
Okay.
difficult with your supplements trying to make a profit to show that they're not getting a profit. So basically, you have to show as a sponsor that you're donating a portion of your profits back. So you have to remain a separate entity and advertise it like you're donating a portion back.
So, for example, sorry to expand on this. For example, if you became an associate with me, so you would generate an income stream for you or the organization you represent, and then you could decide on the proportion of profit that would be applicable for tax purposes. Is that right?
No, you would have to make a donation. You would have to figure out, like, say your profit margin is 20%. You would
Yeah.
have to you would have to say, I'm donating 5% back, and the charity would just agree to advertise your product.
Oh, I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. So that will work as well. That will work as well.
That's typically how it's done.
Yeah. Thank you for
The
that,
charity
Jennifer.
would just agree to advertise.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Oh,
you.
you're welcome.
By the way, I see we have one more person logging on. I don't know if you can hear us. Eric, are you there? Can you hear us? Okay, Eric is down in Houston and he's trying to log on. I see it here in my system, but if he can log on, then we'll give him a chance to introduce himself. Oh, there he is.
There he
Eric,
is.
can you hear us?
Yeah, we can
Oh,
see
you're
you,
muted
Eric.
from your side. Oh, well, okay. Well, I think he might be frozen too. All right. Anything else? Any more questions or comments triggered by the introductions?
You,
I just want to add to what was just said about to Patrick for you. In U.S. law, this is called unrelated business taxable income, and even a not-for-profit has to report that. And if it's too great a percentage of what they're showing, that in itself is a big nix on the organization.
Okay,
Not only
right.
do they have to pay tax, but they're supposed to be a not-for-profit, so it doesn't look good for them. So for an MLM to, I've been in MLMs, and so I had the same idea, and that was the barrier.
mhm.
But if you make a lot of money and you are in a non-profit organization or part of a non-profit organization, you make a lot of money, you declare you've made it, and then you can decide how much to give to the non-profit
No,
and
but
how
the
much to
whole
keep.
point of the organization has to be devoted to the cause. That's, in other words, when money, they don't make money, they raise money in theory.
Yes, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, 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 yeah. But raising money and making money, wouldn't that be an ideal solution?
Um, I'm sure, but I'm just cautioning you that you need to have an attorney, a tax attorney, help
Okay,
you work out the plan if that's what you want.
right, right, right. Thank you, Rhoda. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody have any other questions or comments before we even open it up further to things that are not related to the introductions?
I'm good.
Yeah, I had a comment for Stephanie. I referred a couple people over. I don't think they followed through, but they needed help designing exhibit booths, which is very difficult and complicated.
Yes. I don't have them contacted me. Do you have permission to give me their information and I can contact them?
No, I don't. I
Okay.
referred a couple over. They're from the Steubenville, Ohio area.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember offhand. If you know the name of the companies, I could look them up and see. We have several different representatives here that handle accounts coming in. So if you have that information, go ahead and send it to me and I can search our system and see if they actually came through. But right
Yeah,
off
no,
the
I
hand, they
gave
didn't
them
let
I
me know.
gave them your contact information and told them just because their exhibits were very poorly done and they
Mhm,
needed help, and I was trying to explain to them that when you prepare a booth for exhibit, I mean it's a lot of work, and
mhm.
I mean I've done it before for nonprofits, and I'm like I'm just not willing to do this for free, and I knew you could do
Yeah.
an admirable, excellent job, so. Yeah, they're from the Steubenville, Ohio area. So
Okay.
I did send two over. So who
Okay.
knows if they ever. I think they would have told me if they followed up.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I do know that when you are out there and as you're seeing people, encourage them. There's a certain way that you can get seen out there, and there are a lot of people that don't know officially how to do it. They're kind of winging it, and a lot of companies, when they send people out, sometimes they're not even sending the right people out. Sometimes they're sending people who have no interest in being there, and that's a waste of money for that company. That's a waste of the ROI doesn't come from that when you present yourself behind a table, or if you're sitting behind a table and you're sitting at that standard height. So we always encourage people to move the table to the back and sit out front and use bar stools. Sit up to where these people that are walking by, you're more on their eye level and they're going to connect with you more that way. A lot of people say, well, I like having the table for promotional items. Well, that's fine. You can have the table, just move it to the back. Like if if I'm at a show, I rarely sit down, and I know that there are people that do, and as I get older, my feet get tired, and yes, I do know I need to sit down, but I take a bar height stool with me, or a foldable bar height chair with me to lean on or kind of sit on. And anytime you have a chance to have a podium instead of a table, that's a great way to do it as well. And so those are the type of things that we coach in our booth camps, because people often say, I go to this show and nothing happens. Nobody connected with me. Nobody stopped at my booth. Well, show me what your booth looks like. That's the number one thing. Show me a picture of what your booth looked like. Were you open to that client? Were you open to have them come closer? And were you inviting to them? And some people don't want to hear that, and some people are very receptive to it. And when they make that change, their exhibiting becomes a lot more valuable to them, and they connect with a lot more people.
Now, Stephanie, let me ask you a question, because I'm a big believer in this, but you tell me if this is actually a good idea.
Okay.
So a lot of people, when they do trade shows, when they do booths, whatever, they'll have like little things to give out, like a little flashlight, a pen with the company logo, whatever. I am honestly more a fan of giving out candy, Three Musketeers, M&M, just something that Starburst, something that people can eat, as opposed to, from my personal experience, then I go home, I got 10,000 pens, I got 3 flashlights, I got all these things, right? Is it better to have candy? Is it better to have something with a company logo? What's better from your perspective?
What you want to do is you want to look at the type of message that you have. And when it comes to promotional items, you want to look at what's going to connect their mind to you. Okay, so a lot of people that have candy there, is it branded? Do you have branded candy? I mean, it costs a little more, but even if it's just a bag of candy that you get at Halloween, and just staple your business card to it, or something that's gonna help them remember you. A lot of people, you'll go out and you'll see promotional items scattered across their entire table. And what does that encourage people to do? Step up and take. Step up and take. And sometimes they're taking more than one. Well, what you need to do is put maybe 5 to 10 at the most on your table, 5 to 10. And they're more likely to come up and say, may I have one? Because they don't know if that's all you have. And that opens up a little bit more conversation. You also want to, like your candy items, the people that come by your table, you give them your candy items. When you connect with somebody, or they become a lead for you, or you have the opportunity to talk to them more, we'll say, you know what, I have a thank you gift for you coming up and actually talking with me about my business and what I want to do. And then you pull something from underneath the table, something a little bit more valuable, like your mug, or your coffee mug, or your notebook, your branded notebook. This was really cool. Somebody, I mean, it's a zipper pouch. They cost more, but they're more valuable to those people when you pull them out from underneath the table and say, I really appreciate you talking to me today. I have something extra for you. So the candy is great. People love the candy. I would just recommend doing something branded along with it. Okay.
Well, and that reminds me, and not to dwell on this too much, and I don't know if they still do it, and I forget what the cost was, but long story short, I remember getting an email where M&M would actually put their logo on the actual little M&M. And I thought, oh my God, that is like just really crazy. Can you imagine getting some M&Ms with your logo actually on the little M&M? Do they still do that? And is it very expensive, do you know?
I know that I think they still do that. I had a gal do it for her wedding, and so they put the T plus S on the M&M. It was pretty cool. And so you would have to reach out to them for sure on that. But like I said, it can be as simple as just even stapling your business card, or a little something, a little thank you to that. So when they grab and go, they still have that. Or even something with a QR code, because QR codes are becoming more valuable again because of the digital. People don't want to take around a lot of brochures or flyers. They don't want that paper out there. And so by having a QR code, let me see, where is my business card real quick. I'll show you something fun that we just did. So you'll see, here's my business card since we moved. So we have our new logo, we have our information, but you'll see I have a personalized QR code right here. But on the back, what we've done is we have a digital, this goes above and beyond, so I'm not recommending that all of you do this, but to even just have a QR code that they can get to your information on. But this is something fun, and if you had one of these, you would download whichever one you have, Android or Apple. Once you download that app, then you scroll over my own QR code and it digitizes my card. You can sit here and move it, and it has all these graphics that float around it. It's really cool. So that's something new that has come out since COVID, but that shows you the value of those QR codes. It allows that person to click on that and it gets them right to your information without having a bulky flyer or something with them. That's more valuable to them.
Yes. By the way,
Stephanie,
I'll show you guys this, and let me see if I can
or
show it there. But
yeah,
Oh
this
yeah,
is
yeah, your
my
picture
Android
is there.
phone. This is my actual, like, my own contact information.
Mm-hmm.
And if I go somewhere and somebody wants my business card, I can just let them scan that QR code,
There you go.
and they'll get right into their contact list on their phone. They'll get my name and my phone and my email and my LinkedIn website and all that stuff. To be honest with you, you can also obviously email it, text it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I wonder, like, okay, if they don't want to give me their phone number so I can text it, do I really even want to give them my stuff? But whatever,
Yeah.
somebody shy, they can scan your QR code and get all your stuff without,
Mm-hmm.
having to even give you their phone number.
Yeah, lead capturing is also important, whether it be some type of a drawing where they can drop their business card. If that's still a thing, that's still a thing. Do some type of lead capturing where either it's an app that you download that they have to fill out before you give them certain things, or, I have promotional items that I'm going to give you with my information on it. Make it valuable. Like one of my favorites is the chapstick. I use it all the time, and I have branded ones all over the place, and things that are useful to people on their desks or at home, like you said, the flashlights. But think about what is useful, but not only that, but what would be memorable for your message.
Yep.
You know.
Okay.
and
Hey,
and
Gabby, let
and
me ask you a
look,
question real quick from
sorry,
your perspective working with Marriott, because I think you have better insight for this than anybody else. And actually, I'll ask you two questions for the price of one. One is, how much difficulty are you seeing hiring employees? Because the last labor report or the last unemployment report, whatever you want to call it, came out pretty good. There's a ton of people returning to the workforce. But before that, I was hearing about, oh, it's so, everybody has a help wanted sign. It's so hard to get employees. Everybody wants higher wages. So I just want to get your feel, because I know Marriott, like every other hotel, employs a lot of people.
Mhm.
How easier or how hard has it been to find people? And the other one is, and quite honestly, I'm going to go there. Has there already been any talk of, even by state, by region, any type of, I don't really want to say lockdown, but something that would discourage people from going to hotels and traveling and doing business meetings? So you could just kind of talk on those two issues real quick.
Those are great
Good
questions.
question.
I don't work on the front side of any of the hotels, so I never know how the staffing levels are going through, especially my hotels in San Francisco. I do see every single week we have an opening or we're trying to hire for a position. I can tell you that a lot of people were out of the force. They were furloughed or let go when we were in the first lockdown, of course. Uh, Even I was furloughed for quite some time, and many of us did come back. Many others couldn't sit down and wait. Many of us, many people that used to work with me in Sacramento, they have new jobs because they just didn't think that the hospitality industry will come back at all. People were just so scared that they just jump out and they have to find means to be able to bring money to the house, pay their mortgages and stuff like that. I can tell you staffing levels are across the board. across the whole board, staffing levels are an issue right now. It's not only my hospitality industry, it's every single industry. I see it occasionally here in Sacramento, where I belong to a networking group for restaurants in Sacramento locally, and they're constantly just posting on their. We have a special group on Facebook, and every single day there's a position. I need this person. I need a bartender. We're suffering. We're everybody wants to come back. Everybody wants to go out. Everybody wants to go eat again. But the restaurants are not staffed 100% because business levels like everywhere else during the week. Not a lot of restaurants are getting their bulk of business during the week. They only come on weekends. So those are things that are happening right now, and I think it's just all across the board. Lockdown, I'm hoping that I haven't heard of any lockdown yet. There's always that talk that you hear everywhere on Facebook, or you hear in certain groups, or you hear online. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. We do have a mask mandate again in San Francisco. So even when we had originally opened up the whole state and the whole city of San Francisco for people to go into my hotels without masks, now we're going back again to wearing masks in San Francisco. So indoors, at restaurants, any building, you have to wear masks. But apart from that, I don't know any other regulations. I can tell you the hotels are doing pretty good since we kind of reopened everything on June 15. And from what I heard, my hotels in San Francisco or whole California was the last state to really open up. Everybody else was already doing great. I had many of my, correct. Everybody was doing great. All of my resorts in Mexico and the Caribbean were doing amazing. Their leads, especially Mexico, the lead volume was insane. Every single incentive, a lot of companies want to still do incentive trips. So instead of just looking for mainland hotels to do their incentive trips, they started just sending everybody to Mexico because they were open. And of course, resorts, all of those events can be done outside. Because remember, the whole idea is, or the beginning, when we first started opening most of the states, the idea is to be in open air. So of course, everybody decided, let's go to Mexico because all of those event spaces are going to be outside. We'll be able to do a dinner event in the fresh air. So we won't get COVID, or we will be a little more easier for us to spread out and fresh air coming along. So I have two clients that they literally moved from doing their events in the mainland to just hosting all of their events in Mexico for the rest of this year, only because, of course, Mexico gave them a great deal. It's a resort that really wants that business, and it's in the open. So yeah, so that's been happening a lot. Marriott has acquired 13 new resorts in the Caribbean. I have a class next week to get to know who they are, because that's something that I'm so intrigued that we acquired 13 new resorts and all inclusive. So I'm excited to learn all of that new product that Marriott has bought. Talking about Stephanie's note, or your note about M&Ms, I did have M&Ms for my wedding, and I did have my initials A&G on the M&Ms. It wasn't cost at all. I mean, it wasn't expensive at all. But you can actually not have M&Ms and do another company like Oriental Trading do the same chocolates or different other kind of chocolates with your faces, and you can actually have it on the tables. But same thing, Stephanie, we are in Marriott. We're not allowed to be sitting down on the table. We have to be in front of the table and just have tchotchkes on the tables. And we don't allow podium. If we do allow a podium, we have to be on the side of the podium. And in case we have a special raffle gift that we know a client has a potential lead for one of our hotels, then I just go to behind the podium and bring in something expensive that the client will go, oh my God, that's for me. That's amazing.
Perfect.
But we're not allowed to do that. We do have a lot of QR codes. We use them especially for promotions, especially when my hotels in San Francisco are suffering for certain months and every hotel will have a promotion going on, then I just put them in different QR codes. But like I said, it all depends on the client. Some clients can't really afford luxury hotels, so they'll probably go more into a Residence Inn or Spring Hill Suites or one of those lower tier end hotel brands. But if a client has the money and they want to spend it, then they use the St. Regis or my JW Marriott or the DW Hotel because they have the money and they can afford it. So it all depends on the spectrum. And we have over 31 brands of hotels. I can tell you, I don't remember all of them because there's so many.
There's so many.
There's so many. But no, I love that you asked me those questions, Sal. I hope I answered them. I'm hoping that there's no lockdown. Hopefully people will just regulate by the mandate of masks, and let's see how those COVID cases will go down. Hopefully they'll go down because there was a big spike over the last 2 weeks. So hopefully that will go down.
Yep. Okay, guys. Well, listen,
Sal, just a
Patrick,
quick,
you get the last question.
quick question. As Stephanie was speaking there, I couldn't help relate to Christopher Evans, who was with us 2 weeks ago, I believe, who was a director of PMI. Are you aware of this chap, Stephanie? He came across as amazing with digital video productions and really getting the message across. And
Wow. Christopher Evans. You said Christopher Evans?
Yeah, Christopher Evans of PMI Digital. You know, he builds brands from memory. Can you help me out here, Sal?
Yeah, no, I was going to tell you, Stephanie, I emailed you because we always record the meetings, and I emailed you that one in particular because I thought that would be a really good lead for you. He's here local in Pittsburgh. He's a personal friend of mine. We used to be together on the MIT Enterprise Forum here in Pittsburgh. But anyway, what his company does is exactly that, little commercial videos that you can do on YouTube or TV. And he's got some really fancy clients like Rolex. And he does virtual reality. He does augmented reality. He does all kinds of things. So you weren't able to join that one, but take a look at the video.
Yeah. I've seen Chris on a couple of our networking events. So yeah, I'll reach out to him again. It's been a while since I've had the opportunity to talk with him.
Okay, excellent. All right, guys. Well, listen, it's 2:54. The clock just turned over. I always want to give people a break to grab a drink or just relax for a second if you have an upcoming video chat here in 6 minutes. Thank you all for joining me. As Patrick said, we'll do it again in another 2 weeks. And don't forget to sign up for World Festival if you're interested in that, because it's a great deal. It's free. It would otherwise be $125. And like I said, some of the topics are a little bit too technical for me and over my head. Maybe not for you. I don't know. But if not, do what I did. Sign up for the ones that are a little bit more business related.
Did you have the link for that, the World Festival?
I sent it in the reminder that I sent just yesterday, but I'll send it to you again.
Yeah, send it again because I'm getting hundreds of emails. So I will specifically look for that one.
Okay, very good. All right, guys. Thank you all very much. See you.
Bye, everybody. Take care.
Bye. Nice to see you all.
Great to meet you. And you.
Thank you.
Very good. Much appreciated.
Bye.